Good morning. Welcome back to the KR Daily Transmission. um, Today I'm in the airport and so it might be a little loud. I'm going to do my best and hopefully, hopefully the sound's okay. If you want to just let me know how it is, feel free to share in the chat. I'm going to head back over to the chat right now. Hi, good morning, Jen. Can you let me know if the sound is, if you can hear me? I don't want to keep talking if no one can hear me. Hi. So, oh, good. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate that so much. So good morning. Today is our Q&A day here for the KR Daily Transmission. And we got such a great question in yesterday, and it was perfect because it was following our live on Isis and the self-love teachings and the Ankh of life. And this beautiful soul wrote in a question. I'm going to read it to you. And let's see. Hi. So good to see everyone. This beautiful soul wrote in and they said, I'm overwhelmed when Isis shares that I am the daughter and son of the Most High. How do I love myself through this feeling of overwhelm? And I don't know who wrote this in, but I just want to thank you with all of my heart for your authentic question and the vulnerability it might have taken to write this question and to send this in. And I think, actually, I know from my journey of launching the Sophia Code movement and witnessing our mystery school community and our Sophia Circle leadership community grow over, the past 5 years, that it's extremely universal that when human beings come into contact with the truth of their sovereign divinity, there is a whole spectrum of feelings that arise, and not just at once. Usually it's about a 1 to 3 year journey of just letting go of all of the resistances that we have to something that bold, to a truth that is pretty much declaring our equality with the divine. And all of the religious programming and just even general self-rejection, self-abandonment programming that just comes from being in this world, that truth of your sovereign divinity that the Sophia Code is declaring over and over and over again, it can feel very confrontational to parts of you that have been programmed to separate yourself from the divine, to think of the divine outside of yourself. And it's a little busy here. This is like the quietest little section of the airport lounge I could find. Oh, wow. It's extremely busy this morning. So, okay. So to answer this question, number one, this is really universal, to feel overwhelmed, to feel rejection, to feel unworthiness, to feel just an overall resistance, even a fear about it, like, oh, what would other people think if they thought I knew that, that I accepted the divinity within me, or, how are people going to judge me for that? Or how are people going to maybe even attack me for that? And that is the journey of self-love. The journey of self-love is learning to genuinely love ourselves for exactly who we are. And the Sophia Code shares, like, over and over and over again, that who you are is sovereign and divine. You are a sovereign divine soul having a human experience. And so as you're having your human experience, that's the classroom to discover the the perfect choice that your divinity made to come here and learn more about itself and its capacity to serve. And when Isis is sharing with us, you are a daughter and son of the Most High. And she says that several times in the Sophia Code. She's inviting us to a journey of elevating our self-esteem, elevating our perspective about ourselves, elevating our perception, our inner perception to finally witness, to bear witness and to accept what the Ascended Masters are sharing with us, page after page, chapter after chapter of the Sophia Code. And that's why we invoke Isis and all of the key code Ascended Masters to mentor us as we step forward in this very courageous journey of self-love, because it really does take an extraordinary amount of support to override the programming that would have us honestly be so overwhelmed by the possibility of loving ourselves this much that we end up checking out or giving up or giving in to the programming. So it's, it's a day by day journey. And when Isis is sharing, you are a daughter and son of the Most High, what she's saying is no matter how you feel about your human journey, no matter what the rising and falling of those circumstances are in your day-to-day life, as well as the circumstances of what's evolving through knowing that you are divinity itself, having a human experience, like no matter how you're relating to that, you still are that. And talk about, healing up our self-worth, healing up and forgiving ourselves for being human, and then being able to celebrate ourselves for being human. That bar of your divinity never lowers, it never dissolves, it never leaves you. So what Isis is doing when she makes a statement as bold as that about who you are, is she's saying, this is never going to change, no matter what your ego structure or trauma or programming may try to convince you of. You are of the Most High. And this is a journey of surrendering into, relaxing into, allowing that truth to expand your heart, to open your heart into a deeper self-love practice, into greater self-acceptance, more expanded sense of self-honor. Why would we embrace self-honor, self-acceptance, self-celebration? Why would we even attempt to allow ourselves to believe something this wonderful about ourselves, other than the fact that it's true? Because the more we love ourselves, the more love we have to offer this world. And this world needs so much love, so much healing. But really, the level of healing and love that we can provide this world is based on how much love is overflowing from our own hearts. Good morning. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections and feedback about what this statement has meant for you, how it's been for you navigating your journey with Ascended Master Isis or any of these Ascended Masters. I'm going to head over to the chat right now and check out what's going on. All right, so let's see. If anyone wants to share, I'm happy to read. Where is this landing for you when you know the Ascended Masters love you this much, where they're reflecting your own greatness back to you, but resistances might arise? How has that journey been for you? Feel free to share in the chat. And I'm also able to take one more question this morning. Oh, hi, Leslie. Good morning. Leslie's asking, so what is the question again? So we were just talking about this beautiful soul wrote in, and they shared that when Isis shares in the Sophia Code that I am a daughter and son of the Most High, I feel overwhelmed. How do I love myself through these feelings? And again, it's a day by day journey where we are allowing that truth to up level our perception of ourselves and to soften us into accepting the truth of who we are. Let's see. Mindy's writing in, and Mindy's sharing. I started reading the Sophia Code last August, and to be honest, it's taken me some time to integrate, but I am finally getting it. That's so exciting, Mindy. Yes, it goes right along with this question. Because when we are experiencing a true transmission of who we really are, and that's what the Sophia Code is. It's providing you a quantum biofeedback experience to really start to explore and assimilate the truth of your light within yourself. It does take time for the human awareness to integrate and for the ego structure to soften so that, you know, the consciousness of your higher self can come forward and help your human experience accept that this expanded truth is rocking your world and asking you to expand in unexpected ways. Thank you for sharing. Jen sharing in, I can feel the love, but it's not always consistent. So that's very real and very raw. And one of what's really important about what Jen's sharing is that whether we can feel the love of what these masters are sharing with us, it's still there. And that's that 24-hour support that we receive from such exceptional spiritual guides, where they are holding that resonance, they're holding that bar of truth, so that every time we choose to distance ourselves from it or go process and integrate, thinking we have to separate from them, when we come back, man, that love is right there. It's always been there the whole time. They're holding that consistent line for us. Oh, Leah's sharing. I love that necklace today. Thank you, Leah. We were talking about the Isis Ankh of life yesterday, and I just kept it on because it just felt so good. So the link for this is in the comments, excuse me, in the video description if you'd like to learn more. Oh, and actually, I'm glad you said something, Leah. We have our next flash sale to close out the self-love month for our self-love consecration in February. And so the entire self-love collection is on sale from now until Monday. And you can use the coupon code self-love-angel on any of those items. Feel free to check out details in the video description. So thank you. Let's see. Olivia is sharing, I wish I could see myself through the Ascended Master's eyes, but I have to do the work to see myself and love myself through my eyes, and that's not easy. So thank you for sharing that, Olivia, because this is the journey that we're on with the Ascended Masters. We invoke them, we call them forward, as well as our guardian angels and other spiritual guides, to help us remain focused on the truths and the divine love that we want to cultivate more within ourselves. We want to accept more within ourselves. And they make it easier for us to do that on a regular basis. They're a part of the heavy lifting. Again, they can't see, they can't look through your eyes. Only you can do that. But as their loving gaze is, when you allow their loving gaze to join your own perception, and you turn your eyes to see yourself through how much they love you, if you're just willing to explore that and be curious about it, it will influence how you see yourself. It'll open your eyes in a new way to discover just how precious and powerful and important you are. And that what Isis is sharing about you being a daughter and son of the Most High is actually absolutely the truth. Further, we have to remember that Isis is saying this about all of us. And we are all equally sovereign and divine. Julie is writing in, it's easy to be in communion deeply with nature and meditation. And then the reflection currently in this world is challenging to hold this communion in the matrix and world society. Yes. Oh, good morning, Kathy. Great to see you popping on. So I think a lot of light workers could relate to that comment, and feeling as though it's easier to connect with the source in nature and with the feelings of peace that that divine communion. But the truth is, over time, the more you practice your communion in a safe place, you can bring your conscious communion with source anywhere you are. Here I am in an airport with tons of distractions, and I'm still feeling the love of God and the Ascended Masters and my higher self and my love for you. Is it a little challenging? Yeah, it's kind of like doing gymnastics sometimes when I have to travel like this and get online, but I don't know, that's what we're here to practice. Communion in all circumstances. Some days are going to be better than others, some moments better than others, but this is the creative work that we're up to, exploring just how powerful our higher self-consciousness really is, how much we can embrace our spiritual light body technology that interfaces with our human body, and most importantly, the power of self-love. The more we love ourselves, the more the distractions of this world fall away, and we're able to focus on our truth no matter what. Let's see. Leslie is sharing, I love how subtle the Ascended Masters come through. I usually hear them in the in-between moments, either through a random thought. I hear symptoms passing by people's phones or on social media. That's a really amazing reflection, Leslie, because they're always communicating to us, and we attuning ourselves to see their subtle signs, and sometimes they're not so subtle signs. Um, that's what makes life so exciting, to discover like how our friends in high places, how our loved ones on the other side are speaking to us all day long, sending their support, um, attempting to get us to slow down and allow their miracles to come through, and maybe through prayer or a moment of meditation, like coming back into a greater harmony with their support around us. And so great to witness where everyone's at in their journey. And what everybody's sharing is a part of the whole journey, all the different aspects of our journey, the parts where we feel overwhelmed, and the parts of our journey when we feel really empowered in our journey of self-love. So I want to thank everyone for all of your beautiful comments. I want to again thank this lovely soul that wrote in with such a powerful question. And yeah, this has been a really good conversation. I welcome you to, if you haven't watched all of the transmissions this week, please be sure to catch up this weekend. And I'm excited to reveal what we'll be focusing on in March. So we'll still be celebrating self-love on Monday for the KR Daily Transmission. And don't forget, we have that flash sale. This will be the last weekend for that. And the coupon code is Self-Love Angel for the Self-Love Collection on my website at kaira.com. So, and we also just sent out a much more detailed description of our event in Austin. And I'm just like getting so excited about all the outdoor fire ceremonies we're going to be offering. We have a trinity of fire ceremonies to activate your spiritual leadership and your divine purpose. Feel free to check out your inbox where we have a lot more information, a little video from me sharing more about it. So I love you all so much. Have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Thank you for joining me live today. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you back here on Monday for the KR Daily Transmission. Thanks for loving yourself so much. Namaste.